Hi, I'm Joe Mama Bob, and this is my chunk-locked Tileman, Joe Mama Lock. The rules are simple. To leave our chunk, we have to complete 3 randomly selected chunk tasks. We unlock tiles one at a time by gaining experience. It's a blend of Tileman and chunk-locked accounts. Now, let's get to the episode. Well, I'm sad to do this, but I do think we're going to need to drop all these friggin' ranars. Would have been nice to keep them, but we just don't have a bank unlocked. It's going to take us so long to get to a bank that they're just going to be taking up inventory. So I'm going to drop all these here for some lucky guy. Oh god, that hurts my soul. Yep, there's 60k of ranars in the ground. We're going to drop these bronze bolts. I don't think we're going to need those for a while. And the fishing bait as well. We're going to keep the runes for now because we can actually use the magic trainer over there after we get some more tiles and start to get maybe some air runes, I believe. I believe they give air runes. So we can use these runes up. We're going to keep the coins. We're going to drop the dagger. We'll keep the logs for now, I guess. These we don't need, and we'll keep that. So that'll be our inventory for now. So goal right now, get to 30 wood cutting, burn the logs. That'll be kind of our method for experience. And we'll start working our way towards the knife. We also have a yew tree over there we need to work towards. And once we get to the knife, we'll be pretty close to the bank as well. So we'll start working our way up there. We'll start working towards the trainers. And just a reminder what our goals are right now. We need to get 60 fletching to fletch our yew logs into shafts. And then we also need to get a mithril battle axe, which is over here at Bob's brilliant axes. So once we have those two, we'll roll another chunk and we'll see what our new tasks are, but we're going to be here for a minute, so keep you guys in the loop. Slowly making progress. Hit 10 wood cutting not long ago, about to hit 11. We've now, oh, geez. It's hard to not cut corners on accident. We now have access to 4 different trees, so we're running between those and then burning the logs in any downtime. I just unlocked this one, so I don't even know if we're going to have any downtime now, but yeah, a lot faster experience now. And we're humming along, working our way towards the willow tree. And notice the balloons are gone now. This is the next day. There was an update last night, I believe, and now the balloons are gone. So that would have saved us a few tiles, but it is what it is. So. And once I've got all 4 logs, I just kind of find a place that looks good to do my fire making. Right here is the longest stretch I have of tiles that go east to west, so been using that to actually burn the logs, which is really where I'm getting the majority of my experience. Fire making is a lot of experience, 40 experience per log, so that's pretty sweet. We're going to head towards Bob's brilliant axes, and that is going to be quite a few tiles to get to Bob. So let's just say to the door there, let's start with that. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15-ish. So let's go ahead and drop down the 5 that we have. Three, 4, and 5. Awesome. That's some good progress. There's 20 wood cutting. Only 10 away from 30, which means we can start to work on that willow. and we should have a better axe by then as well to make some even faster progress, and we'll start really grinding through tiles at that point. So then the knife will not seem quite so far away. So alrighty, that's another 5 tiles done in record time, I'd like to say. So let's drop those down and see where we end up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So we only need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more to get to the door, and it looks like that should be sufficient. I'm assuming he'll walk here, but we'll find out. So we'll go get another 5 tiles, get to the door, and then we'll work it out. All right, it's another 5 tiles. Let's go lay those forth and make sure we did our math correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And will he walk over here? That's the next question. Let's see what happens. I believe he comes to the door here, but I'm not 100% sure. Well, that didn't take long. Wow. Alrighty. Well, there's the Mithril Battle Axe. 1690 coins. We were actually, we had a Rick Turpentine random event that gave us 600 coins, so. Yep, Steel Axe. And we'll get the Mithril Battle Axe. There we go. So that's our second task that we need to complete to exit this chunk. That just leaves the final chunk task for us, which is going to be fletching yew logs into shafts. So we just need to finish getting 60 wood cutting to chop down the yew tree, and then we need to work on 60 fletching. So now that we have an upgraded axe, we can chop down trees a little bit faster, work our way over to the willow tree, and really start grinding out some experience. We were able to pick up 3 more tiles, and that is enough to unlock this tree right here, which we can get to, 2, 3, and we're going to put it right here so that we have a longer path to do some fire making on, because that's really holding me back a little bit. Oh, that's nice. That's going to decrease the amount of downtime I'm dealing with right now. There's probably a good 10 seconds of downtime per kind of rotation through these trees. All right, I've got another 5 tiles, and I'm sitting here trying to think of the best way to utilize them. I'm thinking we need to get the knife as soon as possible, and that's probably the smartest way forward here. We're getting good XP per hour from a woodcutting perspective. We're at 27 now, so we're getting close to 30 already. We'll be cutting willows in no time, but we won't be fletching willows until we get to that fletching level. So I'd like to get the knife ideally before we stop cutting normal trees down, but I'm realizing that's probably not realistic given the amount of tiles we need. So let's go over there and take a look at what we're dealing with. Alright, so I sat here and counted, and it looks like we need about 20 tiles to get to here-ish. Can't even probably see where I'm pointing, but to get to the rug at the front there, that's about 20 tiles. So, and then we're looking at what, I don't know, maybe another 20, maybe more like 10 to 15 to get into the kitchen. Shouldn't take more than a few hours to do that, but we'll definitely be over 30 wood cutting at that point, so we'll probably be burning some willows for a while before we start fletching, but no biggie. But we're going to bank up 20 tiles, and then we're going to make our way over there, so I'll let you guys know when I have 20. Maybe I'll show a little bit of in between depending on what's going on, but might just be a little bit more of the same. I'll definitely show when we get to 30 wood cutting. 30 wood cutting, thank God. It's getting real tired of chopping those trees, but we will have to chop quite a few more to get to 60 fletching, but for now we do not have to wood cut any more of those. So all right, here we are, swapped worlds. Let's take a look here and see. I think we're going to go along the edge here to get to the willow. Yeah. So let's mark that out. Would definitely have rather used these to get into Lumbridge Castle, but it is what it is. We need this willow tree. It's going to be a lot more AFK. Can we get it from there? Nope. Nope. Okay. So we had to use a few, but now we have access to the willow tree. Oh, it feels so good. Don't have to click as much. Oh wow, 67 XP. Yeah, this is going to be great. So it might actually be a little slower to start, but it's going to be a lot more AFK. So I'll keep you guys in the know. I can confirm this is crazy faster experience because we're getting 90 XP per logs burn. So yeah, this is going to go a lot quicker. Just having a good line to do this on. I might unlock a few tiles just because we're getting so many more tiles now. It would probably benefit me to do that, but anyway, back to it. All right, we've got 20 tiles. Been burning and turning and woodcutting and whatever, and it's a lot more enjoyable, I will say. But now it's time to go unlock a bunch of tiles, walk our way into Lumbridge Castle, and see what we have left after that fact. So let's make our way over there. I think we want to start here. That's going to give us a tile closer to the door, so let's unlock tiles. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. We've reached the carpet. I was kind of panicking there for a moment for no reason. I don't know why I didn't see it, but it's over there right in the corner. So we actually don't have to walk all the way in the room. So I think it's about 20 to 25-ish tiles. I think we'll get another 15 and see where we get to. So, all right. I was able to get 18 more tiles built up. So let's go see where that gets us. 5, 6, 7, and we can walk here. 10, 11, 12, 13, 15. Let's go here. 16, 17. Yeah, we didn't need that one in the end. Can I unmark that? Oh. Well, we'll take it as a loss. But we do now have the knife. That's a big win. Now we can get to fletching. All right, let's get our first fletching experience. We did a little run around, and I think we have to start with arrow shafts. And there it is, our first fletching experience. So I think we have to do arrow shafts to 5, I want to say, and then we can start making short bows. It's going to take us a while to get the willows. I thought they were a little bit earlier on in the unlocks of fletching, but I think it's 35 is where you get willows. Yeah, that's going to take a while. So anyway, we'll do our little run around rotation of cutting down trees and fletching them. And yep, then we'll get back to willows at some point. But once again, the goal is 60 wood cutting as well as 60 fletching. So ways to go. We're at 37 wood cutting. And I believe that's going to be 5 wood cutting. Or sorry, 5 fletching. So now we can cut bows. So we'll start working on that next. And I believe that's a big XP jump, hopefully. No, it's not. It's exactly the same. Really? 10 for long bows. So, I mean, we'll probably just keep doing arrow shafts because we can stack them. It's the same experience, so I guess we'll keep doing that to 10, and maybe that's more experience. And then we don't have access to any oak trees. We could, in theory, make our way over to the oak tree over here. There's a couple, actually. So we'll see. I don't know if it's going to be worth it. That's quite a few tiles. I mean, that's probably 15-ish. Just realized I wasn't recording, but I did hit 10 fletching. So now we can see if we can make some longbows. I'm hoping that's more experience. I'm assuming it has to be. So let's see what we get for that. 10. Well, it's going to be twice as fast. The only annoying thing is we have to drop them. I'm thinking we might want to get over here to the general store, because then we could just sell them. I'm still thinking about the oak tree thing, especially if we get to the general store, we'll be a lot of the way there, so I'm going to consider that a little bit further. Yeah, I thought about it a little bit more, and I've got some time to AFK here, so I think I'm just going to work on some more willows, and then do some more fire making, build up maybe like 25 tiles. Unlock the general store, unlock the oak tree, and just make this grind a little less obnoxious. Yeah. Running through the house. I mean, I could use some tiles to make the route a little bit less insane, but it seems more worth it to just get the general store. It'll be useful in the future anyway, so... Oh, frog token. Yeah, I'll take it. Another recording miss, but just hit 40 woodcutting. Just getting levels and fire making for most of our experience here. The plight of a tile man. Clues nests dropping everywhere, but I'd have to unlock a tile to grab them. I don't think it's really worth it at this point. There are 3 birds' nests on the screen right now. What the heck? All right. I think we need to take this one and at least see what's in there, because this one we can actually pick up, and we get, wow, a sapphire ring. It's probably not going to do me anything for a while, but, you know, we're just going to hang on to this stuff for now. I don't know. I'm a bit of a pack rat, as you can see. So. All right, I've got 12 tiles. Let's see where that gets us for the trees. There's actually 2 over there, so we'll probably try to get both of those unlocked. So let's do that. There. Okay. Got 3 more, so we can actually get to the tree with that. That's great. Look at that. We're at the tree. And I think we'll start to go this way and over. Go like this, I think. Yeah. Alright, well that's a start for now. So now we're chopping oaks. That's pretty sweet. I guess that was a diary task too? Or the first stage of a diary task, so probably, you know, I think what we'll do is we'll end up cleaning up the chunk tasks that are extremely simpler, that we already have access to before we roll our new chunk, because I don't want to be rolling, I think that'll be part of the rule set, I don't want to be rolling tasks that are, you know, brain dead easy. We're getting mighty close. I'll tell you what, we're getting mighty close. Just kind of want to see what the experience rates are here. Oh, can't do those yet. Oh, we still need 20. Oh god. We still need 20. What was I thinking? Why did I think I wanted to do this right now? Okay, well, that means we'll only need to get 10 more levels with the, oh right, I was going to do longbows and then sell them. So anyway, well, we got the oak tree unlocked, so we also have another normal tree unlocked, which is pretty cool. We could get this one too with 1 extra tile, and that could kind of speed up our line here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trees sort of more in a line, so that should speed up the fletching grind a little bit. And then, yeah, I think I'm just going to go unlock a few more tiles, get into the shop here, and then be able to start selling those longbows. So that's it. Keep you guys in the loop. All right, that's another 5 tiles in the bag. So let's do some more unlocking here. 1, 2. Now, where does he walk to? I'd love to not waste tiles, but I also would love to be able to easily... I think we're just going to do 1, 2, like that. And then we just gotta wait for one of them to get over here. I also don't remember what they sell. I'm interested if they sell anything of utility to me right now. We'll just have to wait and see. There's a goblin in here. I don't know if that's normal. Yeah, this is a problem. Because if they're not going to walk over to me easily, having the shop unlocked doesn't do me much. There we go. Okay, trade. Oh my god, there's a knife. Are you kidding me? Oh my god, no. What? I went all the way in there for that, and it was right here? Oh my god. Well, okay. Well, one good thing is we actually needed the bank in there anyway eventually, but oh my god. You guys probably think I'm such an idiot. Anyway, now we have access to the shop. I'm sorry, I'm still reeling from that. What a gut punch. But, you know, it's okay. It's okay. We would have needed the bank eventually anyway. There's not really another bank for quite a while, so we're just gonna eat that one. But anyway, now we can get in here. We might end up unlocking a few more tiles in here just to make it easier to trade with the shopkeeper. But yeah, now we can get back to fletching, make some progress. I'll probably unlock this tile right here also just for funsies so I can get that tree. And that's it. See you guys soon. There's 20 fletching. Finally done with that little grind. Now we can do oak short bows, so we can go cut some oaks. It's a little more AFK, and then I didn't really end up selling them to the store. They sell for, when I say them, I mean the long bows. They sell for basically nothing, and yeah, just wasn't working. But I will unlock more of the store now that we have more tiles, and we can sell the oak short bows and eventually long bows to make a little bit of money and not have to sit there and drop them. My inventory is kind of jacked up right now. I got a sapphire from an old man. So I'm thinking about maybe we go get the bank unlocked after we get some more of the store unlocked. So I think that's going to be our next goal. And yeah, we're just going to continue working on that 60 fletching and 60 woodcutting grind. Short bows are quite a bit more experienced, which is nice. So let's unlock a little bit more of the store so we can actually get in here and hopefully trade with these guys more consistently. Let's see, let's do that. Let's kind of make a little bit of a L shape in here. I think that'll benefit me. And how much do these sell for? 20 coins? That's pretty good. So we'll build up a little bit of money that way. Yeah, we'll probably just keep unlocking a little bit more of this, then we'll get the bank after we feel we've got enough of this. Alright, I'm back over in Lumbridge Castle. Just wanted to see how far we are from the bank. 2, 3, 4, and there's actually a mind rune spawn here, which is interesting. There's also a bronze arrow spawn on the other side. And the knife spawn that we apparently didn't need. Can I climb up from here? I'll just unlock whatever I end up walking on. Okay, so it'll be that. So, okay, climb up. Okay, we need to unlock that one. And we have to climb up one more. And we'll unlock that one as well. And we have one more tile. We'll keep that one in the bank just in case we need it for something else, but 10, 11, 12, 13. Not bad. We'll get 13 tiles. We'll come back here. We'll unlock the bank. We'll clear out our inventory. that will help with this oak fletching that we're starting on. And we can go from there. All right, there's 25 fletching. Now we can do oak longbows, which is a little bit more experience. Quite a bit more. That's great. That'll speed things up. Alrighty, we're back at Lumbridge Castle with the 13 tiles we need to get to the bank. So we're going to drop those down. Let's do this. I'm assuming I can walk there. I can indeed. Okay. I think I'll have enough. I'm one short. Why am I one short? Oh, did I do my math wrong? Well, I guess I did my math wrong. So we do need one more tile, it looks like. So I'll go get that and we'll get back. And we're back with the one tile we need. Now we can get to the bank. There it is. All right, there's my bank with 25 gold in it, I guess. I guess that's the default. So let's put everything in the bank except for our lamp. I do think we're just going to have to make a decision about what to do with that. We'll keep the coins on us as well because we're selling the bows and we need the knife, of course. Yes, so what do we want to use the lamp on? Can't use it on Herblore. That would be an obvious one. I'm thinking Slayer might be the smartest thing. I think everything else should be much easier to train. Slayer's going to be a problem. Agility is also going to be problematic, but that's going to be more useful. I'll think about it a little bit more. We don't have to figure it out this second. So, by the way, I did realize that I marked that tile instead of unlocking it. I think we need to change the color between the two so that I'm not getting mixed up and accidentally doing that in the future. So I will fix that. And if there are any tiles that I've marked instead of unlocked, I will go and unlock those. So. All right, it's 30 fletching. Still got 5 more levels. Yes, 5 more until willow shorts. So a little while to go, then we can go back to cutting willows and get off this oak tree. There it is, 35 fletching, finally. Finally. Felt like that took forever. We have 34 available tiles. And we can now fletch willow short bows. So we can go back to willows and increase our woodcutting experience. At this point, all we need to do to finish this chunk is get 60 woodcutting so we can cut a yew, and have 60 fletching so we can fletch that yew. And we definitely have enough tiles to get to the yew tree way over there. I think you can see it. Yep, there it is. So we definitely have enough tiles for that. So yeah, we'll go back to willows and go back to fletching. Decided I'm going to unlock this willow tree over here just to help with XP rates a little bit. We have so many tiles, I don't really see a lot of harm in it. Definitely going to get them back pretty quickly, so just so that we're not sitting there waiting for a tree at all. And then we can bounce between these two willows. That should speed things up a tiny bit, not much. Alrighty, there's 50 wood cutting. That's a big achievement. Axe-wise, yeah, I mean, we could, in theory, be using a rune axe right now, but we have no way to get that, so I don't think we can get anything better than a steel for now, so yep. Anyway, back to it. Been sitting here with these two lamps in my inventory for a while, thinking about what skill to use them on, and started looking at the chunk map and just kind of rolling the tape forward a little bit as we progress here. And I think agility is going to make the most sense. We can't use it on Herblore because we can't do the quest right now. Maybe once we unlock Herblore, we'd switch to that, but I think agility, there's just no way for us to train agility for such a long time. I think it makes sense, saves us run energy, and I don't love agility, so I think we're going to roll with that for now. So let's take a little moment here and just plop those on. Here's the first one. And the second. Quarter of the way to our first agility level. There's 40 fletching. That is going to allow us to fletch willow longbows. So we're going to go from 33 experience per bow to 41. Not bad. That'll speed things up a little bit. Back to it. Sitting here kind of running the numbers as I'm looking at this grind here to get to 60 fletching. And I think we're getting about 12 to 15k experience depending on how efficient I'm being per hour. And looks like we've got about 220, yeah, about 220,000 experience to go, 220,000. So probably 14-ish, 15, yeah, probably like a 15-hour grind. So yeah, it's going to be a while. Can only play probably like 2 or 3 hours a day max right now, so it's going to take a few days, but we're working away at it, and I'm enjoying it. You know, just watching some vids on the side there. So, yeah. But there's nothing else. I was kind of just trying to make sure that I wasn't missing anything, but yeah, there's nothing else we can do from a speeding this up standpoint. You can kind of see what my flow looks like right here. One of the things that slows it down a little bit is sometimes the shopkeepers aren't nearby, but generally they are, so I haven't wasted any tiles making that happen yet. There's 50 fletching done. I think we're getting close to halfway. Yeah, I think we need about 250, 260. We're at about 101. A while to go, so yeah, this is a bit more of a grind than I thought it was going to be. It's taking a little longer than I expected, and we're building up a little bit of a cash stack. Hopefully, might even get to about 100k by the end of this, so that'll be helpful as we move on to our next chunk. There is 60 wood cutting. Now we can cut yews, which is a big accomplishment, although we got it pretty far ahead of our 60 fletching, so quite a bit of fletching willows left before we can get out of this chunk. So we're about halfway to 60 fletching at this point, so making good progress, but definitely grindy. So I think we can go unlock that yew tree now just to change it up a little bit. So yeah, let's go over there and make our little path over there. So because we have so many tiles banked up, I think now is the time that we turn on that auto tile mode. And so I think we're going to turn that on. Yeah. Yeah, that just seems more fair now at this point. You know, if we walk off, then we're paying for it. And you guys can now see me be punished rather than just pretending like I didn't walk off a tile. So anyway, let's slowly make our way over to the yew tree and Nigel. What does Nigel sell? I want to try that out too. Okay, let's just run all the way down there. And then I think this tile is going to be best right here. So, and there we go. Chopping down our first yew. See how long it takes. Well, it's a great example of just because you can doesn't mean you should. I think that took about 1.5 minutes to get our first yew logs, but there it is, our first yew logs. I think there's a really super easy task in terms of burning these logs, so we'll probably do that. We'll go back over to the other side and get another tinderbox and burn those. So, but yeah, now we have access to the yew tree. Now all we need to do is get 60 fletching, so we'll keep on that. I think one other thing I'm going to do real quick is go unlock the church here. I think it'd be nice to be able to restore my prayer, and we have so many tiles banked up, I just feel like doing something a little bit different. So there we go. Now we can fill our prayer points back up. So let's go ahead and burn this log and get that task out of the way. Oh, we don't have 60 fire making. What was I thinking? Oh, that's so silly. Okay, well, maybe that's not such an easy task, so we'll probably just leave that one on the list, and that may be something that we end up rolling. And why did he walk over there? Why did you do that? Okay, well, there's another tile wasted. All right, back to chopping willows, back to fletching willows. See you guys soon. Oh, there's 55 fletching. Been waiting for that milestone for a little bit here. Yeah, we could make maple longbows, but those aren't a thing, so not for us. So we've got 5 more to go. We've got about, let's see, how much more experience? So we need to get to 273. We're at 166. So, you know, about another 110-ish, 110,000 experience. So we're getting there. We are getting there. I think this is going to be about another, I don't know, 8 or 9 hours. So, yeah, we'll just keep getting after it. We're at 61 woodcutting. Not much else to report at the moment. Built up 65, 66k cash. Probably get to 100k by the end of this, which will be nice. We also have 365 tiles, one for every day of the year. So when we unlock our new chunk, we'll have quite a bit of tileage to make some initial progress, so that's great. There's 56 fletching, one level closer. At 184k, still working towards that, what was it, 280? There's 57 fletching. 3 more to go. Let's see, about 80k left, 70k? Getting there. There's 58 fletching. 2 levels to go. And about 50,000 experience left. We're going to end up with about 650 tiles with all the wood cutting and fletching that we're going to have to do to get there. That's a ridiculous amount of tiles, so yeah. We're going to have it pretty easy going into the next chunk, but, you know, we ended up with one of the larger grinds that this chunk could even offer us, so. Anyways, back to it. Wasn't paying attention, nor was I recording, but we did just hit 65 wood cutting, which is another big milestone. I think we're probably going to get one more level on our way here. There's a white cash stack, 100k in the inventory. There's 59 fletching, One more to go, and then we can finally escape this dang chunk. Very excited for that. And with that last log, we now have 66 woodcutting. That is the last woodcutting level we're getting for hopefully quite a while. And in addition, we have timed it out perfectly to get 60 fletching. Oh, I'm very proud of that. I figured we'd bring it back to where it all started to do our final fletching here. So let's go ahead and turn those into shafts. And we are done. So we can check that off. Awesome. So we ended up with a little over 111,000 coins. We also ended up with 635 tiles. So that's going to definitely come in handy. So the next thing we need to do is just clean up a few of the really easy tasks in our area here, and then we'll roll a new chunk. So that'll all be for the next episode. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing or leaving a like to let me know. I'm also super interested in all your guys' comments. See you in the next one.